I would just say for normal people or the everyday average person that's going to be in Japan, living here for a while, I think you should buy one of these. You can just... So you guys may have heard about the July 5th disaster prophecy that's been circulating around in mainstream news outlets and also domestic news outlets within Japan, and that has actually started to spook a lot of tourists and stopped many tourists from coming to Japan in July and August. A lot of people have been canceling their summer trips because they believe, oh, something's going to happen on July 5th. And we wanted to talk about what our thoughts are on this in this video.
And, well, first of all, about this earthquake that's supposed to happen tomorrow on July 5th.
And it's not just an earthquake, right? It's also tsunami.
Yeah, tsunami or earthquake. I mean, we've been living in Japan for almost 10 years, and we get 4 earthquakes, maybe a month or something like that.
A day.
Or a day, yeah. It's crazy. We experienced
And
it.
also
We're
missiles.
used to it. Yeah, also North Korean missiles, that's right. A Hwasong 15
Stop.
intercontinental ballistic
Oh
missile,
my
right?
God.
But anyway, no, that's to be specific. But anyway, first of all, this July 5th thing, where, this prophecy that's supposed to happen tomorrow that everybody, or a lot of people in Japan are freaking out about, it's not going to happen. Okay? It's
We
not
don't.
going to
At least
happen.
we don't think it will.
Well, I know it's not going to happen.
We don't think it
Okay,
will.
it's ridiculous. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But first of all, the thing is, that's not the only reason why we're making this video. Because or you believe that's not going to happen, does that mean you shouldn't prepare for it? Well, maybe you should. You can never be careful.
Yeah, you can never be too careful, right? Because we live in Japan. I mean, Japan's a disaster-prone country, like we just said. There's
Natural disaster country.
Yeah, I think it's even in some of the kanji. Anyways, Japan is known as a disaster-prone country. There's 4 earthquakes a day, over 1,000 a year that happen in Japan, and also there's, like we mentioned, North Korean missiles. There's rainy season, and there's lots of landslides. There's typhoons. There's all sorts of disasters that tend to happen in Japan. And because of that, especially as a foreign resident, you should always be careful. You should always be prepared in Japan. And even though we don't think it's going to happen, we have prepared because we live in Japan. So we have things like flashlights. These flashlights
This is not just some flashlight. This is like a lantern flashlight. It's like Transformer. Check this out.
Yeah, it's like
a commercial. Look at this, kids. See this? Look how bright it is. It's a cool lantern that lights up in 3 bright lights, and also it deconnects into flashlight. All 4 layers.
so
and you can just put this somewhere else, and you can also use it as a flashlight. And you got 4 of these little bad boys,
So you have.
And you can
It's basically just a lantern that you can You can charge up, or if you don't have a USB cord, or you don't have access to an outlet, or don't have electricity, you can rely on batteries that you put at the bottom. And they're basically 4 panels that come off.
It's like a family pack.
And you can put them in different parts of the house. So we have this. And this actually came in handy the other day because there was a random horrible lightning storm.
It was a super
in our
storm.
neighborhood that actually took out the power of the konbini, the convenience store near us, and also our supermarket and the traffic lights. So there had to be
took out the whole
police
town.
officers directing traffic.
It took out most of the part of the town, and what happened was
we lost electricity for a few
it
hours.
was so much lightning when I was, when I was on my way home. I saw like 8 lightning struck at once, and that happened like about a few times. It was very bad. It was very bad to the point that this whole block of neighbors, convenience store near us,
supermarket
went
traffic
out.
lights,
Yeah, traffic
everything.
lights.
And
it's been down for a
there's-
while. How long has it been down?
Well, the power came back on after like 3 hours, but
So 3 hours.
it's been a few days, and they're still doing construction to
Yeah.
make repairs on some of the utility poles, and to make repairs around the neighborhood. But that happened, and this was very, very handy. I mean, the power kept going on and off, and there was nothing we could do about it. And you don't realize how great it is to have electricity until you don't have it anymore. And aside from buying like some type of light source or lantern like this, I would also recommend buying lights or lanterns that are solar powered. So I bought these off of Amazon. They're not so expensive, and the way that it works is you can charge it by leaving it in the sun. It has a solar panel on the side, both sides, or you can charge it with a USB cord and just plug it in here and just have it ready to go. And you should have these types of light sources by your Genkan, like the entrance of your house, or somewhere where you can remember, so you can go to it immediately and grab it, because a lot of earthquakes or natural disasters tend to happen in the middle of the night or like early, like 2 a.m. Like with last year's earthquake during New Year's that happened? That was horrific. Like over
Which
1,000
one?
people died.
There's so many earthquakes.
Yeah.
It's like I gotta ask which one you're talking
So
about.
there was one that happened on New Year's. We made a video about it, and yeah, that was like middle of nowhere, like close to evening. It tends to happen that way in Japan. So yeah, we have these, and we know where to grab them if we need to in an emergency. And I also recommend just buying. Oh, that's not supposed to come off. I also recommend buying an emergency pack. You can buy this from Amazon, or you can even make one yourself, which is what Sean did. Sean made his own emergency pack it's a military bag, but he just put a bunch of essential items in here that could be useful in the event of emergency.
This one
You can
has
just
sleeping
grab and
bags
go.
in it, and this one has same thing as this one, but I also packed an extra first aid kit that I made on my own, and I also had help from my dad. Well, too. He knows how to make kits really well, but voila!
So
What are
yeah,
these bad boys?
he has his.
And also, what's inside of it, and what else is inside of it is, I even have this is really cool stuff right here. This is one of my special medical kit, and right here.
No, you don't have. Not everyone's probably gonna have a medical kit, but I guess Sean just likes to be on the safer side. But it is.
I guess
good.
this is really cool. Check this out. It's a suture kit, and if you need to sew your wounds shut, you got the sutures here, and then you got these suckers here that supposed to practice for surgery.
Yeah, so Sean has a lot of medical supplies and an emergency medical kit, and I would just say for normal people or the everyday average person that's going to be in Japan, living here for a while, I think you should buy one of these. You can just buy it off of Amazon. I just bought mine for like, what, $80? You can just grab it. It has
like $80.
everything you need in it, basically.
How much was it in yen?
It's like 9,000.
9,000. So
And
9,000. So that's about like, let's say $50.
yeah, so it just has a few really handy things like sleeping kits for when you evacuate. So in Japan, when you move into a city or neighborhood, you go to City Hall and they'll give you an evacuation map. They'll show you where you're supposed to wait, if there's an earthquake, or where to get to higher ground in your neighborhood. So this has a raincoat. And a lot of times during these earthquakes, they happen early in the morning, sometimes not all the time, but the really bad ones tend to happen later at night or in the morning, and it could be cold, it could be snowy, it could be rainy, so it's nice to have a raincoat. It also has a waterproof case for your phone, which is really helpful.
Nice. And then I don't know what these other stuff are, but there's a lot of stuff.
It has
Gloves, screwdrivers.
which is nice to
Oh,
have.
I might need to start taking my tools
If you
with me.
have to, let's say you have to go to high school and you have to sleep in a room with other people, it's nice to have earplugs.
Yeah, you got slippers. Too.
Slippers too.
Cool.
And it also
Got
has
goodies in here.
I'm not sure what this is actually. Oh, this is like a blow-up pillow to keep yourself comfortable. These are just things to think about.
That
It
is
also
cool. There's got a lot of stuff in.
It also has emergency blanket, which you should have
That is some cool
in
stuff,
in a
man.
bag. It also has a notepad. You should have a pen
Yeah.
and a notepad, and also this has a whistle. So
Thank you.
if you have a whistle, if you're God forbid, but if you're trapped under rubble, you can blow this in some emergency workers would come to you, they'd be able to locate you very quickly.
Right.
It looks like this is a utility knife, a safe one. In Japan, you're not allowed to carry knives with you. This can be filled with water, I believe, or like some kind of, I guess for taking a shower or something.
That's
or
really cool.
to drink, or maybe
Really, really
hair
cool
product or
stuff.
something.
Not bad.
And it looks like there's a compressed portable bath towel, which is pretty cool. It looks like you just open this and you add a bottle of water and wait a few seconds and it expands. Pretty
What is
big.
it again?
It's a portable compressed
Bath towel. Cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. I think you should think about having these things like a raincoat, notepad, flashlight, utility knife, portable towel, portable pillow. I'm gonna have to put that back later. Also,
That's exciting.
if there is an earthquake and your water stops or the power is damaged or the pump is damaged, this is like a kit that allows you to basically make an Instapotty, or you could basically use the bags inside of here, put it inside your toilet seat, and then just use it and then get rid of it and dispose of it in a hygienic manner. So I think this is something you could probably find on Amazon or
Very
somewhere.
cool. Very
That's really
cool.
useful. Also, these are very famous and popular in Japan. I learned about this when I first came. My first year in Japan was this type of bread that they have. They used them during the Fukushima, the Tohoku disaster, 3/11. They're basically pieces of bread that last for a long time, and it also makes you feel very full. I don't know have you ever heard of these before? I think
Let's try one.
No, we need that. So you should have some kind of bread that lasts 5 years. We have items that last 5 years in our storage cabinet underneath the floors
I
in
thought
our
it was
living
7
room.
years or 6 years.
5 years for the water, and then the food lasts 5 years as well. Some of them
Okay.
can last 7 years. Yes, you should have water that can last. It's emergency water that can last. Some of these last 5 to 7 years. You have two as well.
It's got like a contact information on this thing too.
Tissues.
Yeah, 171 dials.
Never go wrong with these.
Emergency water, 5 years, and then it's got like a contact emergency on the back if you can read Japanese.
Oh, that's really helpful. They also have wet wipes, which are very useful.
I know where I'm using it.
Yep, and it also comes with a little miniature aid kit. It
That's
has like
very cute.
not only band-aids but also Q-tips and also things that
Whoa, they've got like
could
some.
be useful for like
Yeah.
clipping your nails, filing your nails.
That is cool stuff, baby.
Just stuff you also have it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I got this too, but in here.
And also my favorite thing that this thing comes with is a solar crank radio. So let's say an earthquake happens and the lines are down, you can't use Wi-Fi, you can't use
Very cool.
data, and you're kind of like out, you want to know what's going on, you can purchase one of these, and it's not reliant on a power source. You can just put it out to use the sun to charge it, and it lasts a while.
Very neat.
And you can just turn it on. It also has a flashlight, which is helpful. You can turn it on and switch it to a radio station. And you also showed me that you can crank it. You showed me
Yeah,
something.
so what you do is also, you on the back here, you got the crank, and you just flip it out like that, and you do this
And it gives it power
to
too.
make power.
If there's no sun, or if it's raining or something. So that's really useful. And it actually works if you want to.
I help you with that.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, you do this up here, and then you want to find. Usually, FM is always the one that picks up the radio the most. Oh, you want to turn up the volume, and then
Okay, you can turn it down. So that's really helpful. Great to have. I think this is an essential, because if your phone's not working, how are you supposed to know what's going on? It's really important.
if you get too bored, you can listen to music.
Yeah, that too. Also, the most important thing is having, a toothbrush and toothpaste, just having an emergency ration.
Is it an American brand?
No. Oh yeah, maybe it is. AIM toothpaste. It's important to have that, and also make you feel better when you're, let's say, in a
It has
shelter.
calcium and menthol.
Yeah, so I think it would make you feel better if you could brush your teeth.
I think it is American. Oh wait. Oh,
Yeah, so we
Kinda.
have these kits, and they are stored in our car or by the entrance of the house. You should store it where you can easily find it. And I think those are things you should basically have.
Okay.
Basically what? Lanterns,
We also should prepare.
gloves, emergency whistles, radio,
You also
water, food. What else did you want to say?
We also should probably get a small bag and put all the your identity or your important information stuff in
Your
there.
identification.
Identification, something
Your
very important paper stuff. Take that with you.
And also, if you have pets like we do, you should have extra bags of cat food, dog food, have
Mhm.
their documents, certificates showing they have all their shots, have their favorite carriers, toys, blankets, which we have for them, and just have them ready to go in the event of an emergency. So, yeah, I mean, we don't think this disaster prophecy is going to come
It's
to
not
pass.
gonna happen.
A lot of
It's not
people
gonna
give her
happen.
too much credit
Everybody's freaking out
because
about that.
she's like a famous manga artist who has a series called The Future I Saw, and she released her first edition in 1999. And in that edition, she talks about a disaster that would happen March 2011, and March 11th, 2011, the Tohoku disaster happened, and 17,000 people died. So it was horrible. It was horrific. But a lot of disasters have happened since then that she hasn't written about. I don't think you should be spooked about this. We don't think that, right? At all.
It's not
But
gonna happen.
but living in Japan, you should be prepared.
Yeah, for earthquake reason mostly.
Yeah, earthquakes, tsunamis. I
Yep.
think even typhoons. Like what happened to us 2 days ago? We were not prepared for electrical storm.
No, that was
And we couldn't
insane.
charge anything, and there was no electricity, no Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
But the only thing you guys should take away from this is don't be scared about the July 5th prophecy, but just be prepared always if you're in Japan. So that's it for today, for today's video. If it was helpful, please feel free to like and subscribe so that we can post more content and you'll be notified. And other than that, just, keep staying cool, keep being safe out there, and don't worry too much about that prophecy or disaster or any prophecy in Japan for that matter.
Yeah.
See you guys.